Hey guys, welcome to Latte and Tea. Happy Halloween season. Today's video is about those who have experienced sleep paralysis and astral projection. I have dealt with it since the age of 6 or 7 years old, so I can relate. Sleep paralysis or parasomnia, even some would call it sleep paralysis demons. Doctors say it's abnormal behavior that occurs during sleep. It's a feeling of being conscious but unable to move, and can happen when you pass between stages of wakefulness and sleep. Other symptoms include pressure or a sense of choking and hallucinations. Sleep paralysis is also known by other names, including waking paralysis, predormital before sleep, postdormital after sleep, and REM sleep atonia. There are many people who experience this. Have you? Let me know in the comment section. Okay, so here's some really eerie sleep paralysis stories TikTokers have to share. Let's check it out.
This is what a nasty case of sleep paralysis can do to you. This woman's husband noticed that she would do weird things in the middle of the night, especially around 3 a.m., aka the witching hour. So he set up cameras, and this is what he caught. If that was me, I'm taking the baby and I'm leaving. I'm sorry. Either she's possessed or she's trying to get the sleep paralysis demon off of her chest. To be determined.
Let's talk about scary sleep paralysis. If you're new here, hi. I usually talk about pretty scary stuff, and I just heard the scariest story I have ever heard about sleep paralysis. And it was from one of my boyfriend's friends. Let's get into it. If you don't know what sleep paralysis is, it's essentially when your body is fully asleep but your mind is awake. What I mean by that is your mind is fully functioning, but you are physically unable to move. A lot of people say that they have negative experiences with sleep paralysis because they are thinking of scary things happening, so scary things do happen. And just for some baseline context, this person was like 7 or 8 years old on a road trip that took about 2 days with himself, his sister, his mom, and his dad. They're taking this pretty large vehicle from what I can imagine my brain, because they were able to put down all the seats in the back to lay out like this huge bed for him and his sister to sleep on while they're on this road trip. So him and his sister are sleeping. His parents pull into a gas station. They wake him up and are like, hey, when we knock on the window, let us back in because we're gonna leave the keys in the car. He says okay, closes his eyes because he knows he'll wake up when his parents knock on the window. Not 5 minutes later, he hears the driver's side door open and somebody climb in. He's immediately thinking like, oh, one of my parents is back, they didn't take the keys, they changed their mind because they knew that we were sleeping, something like that. Until he hears heavy breathing. And if that wasn't scary enough, this heavy breathing was also accompanied by scratching. And this family had leather seats in their car, so it was pretty prominent. And as he starts to open his eyes, he is convinced that it is his sister playing a trick on him. And at this point, the breathing is getting heavier and heavier, and the scratching is getting louder and louder and louder. And he goes to turn and look at his sister, and he realizes he cannot move. And at this point in the story, when he's telling me, he says that it seriously sounded like someone was ripping the chair open from how hard they were scratching at it. And he says he starts trying to wake his body up, and he is fighting it hard. And eventually, he comes out of it, he turns over, and his sister is sleeping, and there is no one there. Shortly after this, his parents knock on the window like they said they were going to, and he lets them in and lets them know what happened. They essentially said like, oh, it's okay because it wasn't real. I primarily think this is a much scarier story than I'm used to reading about sleep paralysis because he couldn't see what was going on. And I personally have not experienced sleep paralysis, and I think that's because my anxiety doesn't allow me to, so knock on wood, I don't want to experience that. But anyways, that's gonna do it for me. Stay tuned for my ghost stories.
You know, sleep paralysis, a lot of people on like the internet say, oh, it's like a demon is holding you down and shit like that. No, it's not that a demon is holding you down. It's that when you have sleep paralysis, you're in between a state where like reality and like almost a dream state. So pretty much that realm is controlled by your mind. And whatever it is that you believe, whatever principles it is that you've adapted, is going to affect your experience, because it's natural. Once your mind wakes up and your body can't move, your brain automatically goes into a panic state. You can't change that. Like, a lot of us do the fucking fight because of what we're told. Like, oh shit, like there's a demon. Some people, like, you know, might even hallucinate. Like, I've had hallucinations in that state too. Like, you see things and shit like, oh shit, I fucking see an evil lady or whatever. But that's all based upon your mental state. Like, it's literally you versus you, when actually sleep paralysis is a gift, because it is literally the gateway to astral projection. Once you embrace the fact that, like, you know what I'm saying, you can't move or whatever, once you don't psych yourself out, you remain calm, you know what's the next level? You literally move out your body. You literally move out your body. You know what I'm saying? So all the kids out there, don't be afraid of sleep paralysis. If you're having that, you're actually gifted. You're actually blessed, you know what I'm saying? And you can do wonderful things in this world. Just don't adopt the fucking spookism that they've given us. Because a rightful king or queen must be able to travel between worlds.
So I've had sleep paralysis for years now. Just from since I can remember. Like, I was just maybe about 8, 9 when I remember the first one. I remember laying in the bed, and it's always when I'm like fighting sleep. I remember laying in the bed, and I always know when it's coming when I hear something like, what's the monster saying? When I hear something like repeating itself. So, for example, should I do my makeup first or my hair first? For example, like, let's say you're listening to a song. Let me think of a song. Happy Birthday, random song. So let's say you're listening to Happy Birthday, you know, go happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. So sometimes I would hear like, happy birthday to you, to you, to you, to you, and it's like, it's freaking scary. But I would hear that, and I always know that it's coming. And I know I would start seeing like random people. It's kind of like I'm dreaming, but I'm awake at the same time. And I could feel it because it starts to get a little scary, so I try to wake myself up, but I can't move. And sometimes, like, if I'm laying in the bed, well, during that time, if I was like sleeping with my parents or whatever, because back then I didn't have my own room, but I was sleeping with my parents, or even up to now, if I'm laying in the bed with anybody and it happens, I would try to move, and I'm forcing myself to move or to let the person that I'm laying next to feel me move so they can wake me up, but they can never feel me. And it's like this pressure that's sitting on me, and it's just super scary. And it's just like, I don't know, just something is holding me, and I'm forcing. I always try to wake myself up. I learned how to like quickly wake myself up out of it, but I'm always trying to wake myself up by moving. And I'll try to like wiggle my toes first, or try to move my leg first, and that's how it always starts. Or wiggle my fingers to just try, and then I'm like, Keisha, wake up, Keisha, wake up, Keisha, wake up. I should tell you the story about when, you know how they say you shouldn't tell the people in your dream that you know you're dreaming? I had that experience. But anyways, that could be another story for another day. But yeah, most of the time it's like that, and it's like something is sitting on me, something is holding me down, and I hear the repetition of things, and it's just super scary. Like, I don't know. I do remember one time where I used to work at an urgent care, and you know how they have rooms or whatever, and I was sleeping. I don't know what I was doing the night before. Either I was doing my hair or something I was doing, and I was tired, and it was a slow day, so I'm just like, you know what, I'm about to go in one of the rooms, and I'm about to just take like a quick 30-minute nap or something. So I'm in there, and I'm laying down, and I'm falling asleep, but it's not like a full deep sleep. It's like right when you're still awake, but you're going into that sleep. And I hear one of the doctors. What was she? A PA? I think she was a PA. But I hear her, and she said, "Keisha, what are you doing in here?" But I know she didn't work that day. So who the heck was I hearing? So she comes in and she's like, "Keisha, what are you doing in here?" And I'm like, I'm super tired. I'm sleepy. Like, I need to take a nap or I'm not going to function throughout the day. And she's like, no, Keisha, what are you doing in here? And I'm like, I just told you. Like, I just told you I need to take a quick nap. She's like, Keisha, what are you doing in here? Nah. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So now I'm like, it's happening. I'm in it. I need to wake myself up. So did that. I'm wiggling. And I know I'm on the bed thing. And not me, can't remember. But I'm on the bed and I'm trying my hardest to wake myself up. Just the hardest to wake myself up. And that was the first time that I was like really fighting. And I'm just going, trying to wiggle, trying to call out for help. And the whole time she's just standing there and she's looking at me like, Keisha, what are you doing here? Keisha, what are you doing here? Just repeating herself. And I'm like, please. And I'm praying. And I'm like, I have to get out of this. I have to get out. And I'm fighting. So, anyways, after a while, after she keeps saying like, Keisha, what are you doing here? Keisha, what are you doing here? I'm like, okay, trying to fight myself. Finally get up. And I'm telling like my coworker, I'm telling her like, yo, I just had the worst experience just now. Like all the times things has happened, but that one I was like really trying to fight my way up out of it. And some of them didn't believe me or whatever, or they think that I'm joking. And I'm like, no, this is some real scary stuff. Like, I can't stand it. If you guys have any stories or whatever that y'all been through with sleep paralysis, or just want to know what it is, just let me know. But it's super scary. And I always wanted to like go through it. And try not to like wake myself up. Try not to wake myself up just to see what happens. Like, am I crazy? Just to see what happens if I don't like force myself to wake up. I've always thought about that. If you went through it, let me know. Sometimes I see like shadows pass by, and my mom is always like, "Oh, it's just your eye flutters or whatever." But I'm like, no, I literally will see like somebody walk by, but it's quick. It's not like a walk. It's a quick, dark shadow. I got some stories for y'all, but I don't want y'all to think I'm creepy. Like, because every time I try to tell people stories, some people believe me, but other people be looking at me like I'm crazy, and I don't like that feeling because I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm seeing crazy. But yeah, that's my sleep paralysis story.
That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for the new videos. Have a spooky good one.